Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Micro Muse. And the title is Your Voice is Your Most Powerful Weapon in the Fight Against All This. And it's true. Hi, I'm Vicky Quinn Fraser, and this is the Moxie Books Micro Muse. And yeah, as the title said, your voice is literally your most powerful weapon in the fight against all this. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. And I'm going to start with something that I saw on LinkedIn this morning that Sharon Hurley Hall shared. And it's Senator Cory Booker in the States speaking for 25 hours straight in what the Americans call a filibuster, in order to make a point that none of this is normal. Like fascists in the White House, taking over the world. This is not normal. This is not the way it should be. And I'm only laughing because what's the alternative? But the point I want to make here is that, there's a lot of talk about what can we do? I can't do anything. I don't have any power. I literally don't know what to do. And I want to make 2 points. The first point is that this is by design. Like, make no mistake that everything that is happening, that the right wing are doing, is by design. It's overwhelm. It's deliberate obfuscation. It's deliberate overwhelm with all of the many, many, many bills that they're presenting. And this is the same in the UK, and it's going to happen here as well. Is a distraction. I'm not saying that all of the things that they're doing are not important, like they all matter, but they are a massive distraction from what's actually happening, which is overwhelming us all to the point of feeling helplessly paralyzed. It's a well-known tool in the playbook of the right everywhere. And, these people are not stupid. They're extremely organized. They're willing to do things that the left are not, which is why they are making the gains that they're making. And it's terrifying, but we are not helpless. We're not hopeless. We do have weapons at our disposal to fight this. And Senator Booker's filibuster talk for 25 hours, which is just staggering. And he managed to stay apparently, coherent and on point for that whole time. And I can barely stay coherent for an hour. So, that's incredible. But that's his voice. That's his voice that he's using. That's the weapon that he's using in his fight against what is happening in the States right now. And you have a voice as well, especially if you're listening to this on LinkedIn, on a social media platform, probably in quite a rich, wealthy country. You have a voice and you have the power to use it. So let's do that. All of those times when you think, oh, I can't do anything, there's too much going on, it's too big, it's too heavy. Yeah, it is big, it is heavy. Sometimes it's too many of those things. But we've always got our voices, especially if especially if you look like me, if you're a, middle class, middle-aged white woman, I'm not going to be in danger probably most of the time when I use my voice. So it's the very least that I can do. We can all do that. So yeah, don't forget that first of all, this confusion and helplessness is by design. And second of all, we are not helpless. We've got the voices, we've got the tools at our disposal. And yes, there's a lot to be said about algorithms and how they work and, how they're biased. And that is all true. There are other ways to make contact with people. There is a real world out there aside from the internet. And there are real world events that you can go to. There are real people in your communities that you can talk to. So, this is all by way of saying that. But yeah, I just wanted you to know that the world is going to shit. So do something beautiful, use the voice that you've got. And it doesn't have to be speaking up. I hope that we will be speaking up about stuff that matters. Absolutely. And I also wanted to remind everyone that the world is actually also a beautiful place full of amazing people doing incredible things. And I think that's also really important to remember, because there's a massive negative bias with the media, because negativity sells clicks, right? It sells advertising. And there's a lot of really, really good stuff going on in the world as well. And it's really important to seek that out and keep an eye on it. And there's a few people doing that on LinkedIn. My Friday email is always focused on some interesting or fun or funny or positive, creative stuff that people are doing, whether that's just for fun, just because we need a bit of silliness in our lives, or whether it's an interesting way of tackling a problem that we have. But all of those things are using our voices, not necessarily in writing or speaking, but maybe in song and dance and art and design and all of that kind of thing. So keep an eye out for the people who are doing the good things. And I remember reading somewhere or hearing somewhere, I cannot remember where, it was like in times of disaster, it's really tempting to focus on the disaster and the pain, but someone said, look for the people who are running towards it rather than the people who are running away from it. The people who are running to help, like the helpers, they're the ones that you want to focus on, because that it's inspirational and it's like, oh, they're doing it. Maybe I could do it too. There are people doing things, is what I'm saying. And the other thing that I wanted to say is that, like, it's really important to go and create stuff just for fun and just for the joy of it. Go and write something because you want to. You've got an idea in your head that's really powerful, that's going to change somebody's life. Maybe just your life, but that's enough, right? Or maybe like 3 people will read it and think, oh my gosh, that has shifted something in me. It's worth writing just for that. Maybe you want to draw a picture just because. Like I at the weekend, my friend came over and we polished fossils in the garden. That is not a euphemism. We literally polished ammonites, and they're really pretty. And then on Monday morning, I drew that for no other reason than just because I wanted to. And this is a Zentangle thing, and I need to thank my friend Wendy's mum, Denise, for introducing me to this. But like, that doesn't serve any purpose except because I wanted to do it, and that's enough. Like, art is activism. Art is resistance and art is revolution. And we need to create stuff. Like, humans are creative. We need to create things. We need to use our voices because our voices are our power. And as soon as we start stifling them and allowing them to be stifled by other people, and that goes for the algorithms as well, which is why I'm saying take it offline, create something, create a magazine, create a pamphlet. Like, let's go back to the old days of Charles Dickens when he used to like hand drop pamphlets around the place. Let's do that, because nobody can censor that. So yeah, use your voice, use it for good, but also use it to create something beautiful and fun and silly, and use it to create art, because the world needs this stuff more than ever right now. More than ever, because it's important. Art is revolution. So yeah, that is what I have to say today. Create something because you want to. Doesn't have to be seen by somebody else, but it'd be great if it could be, right? Because it might change the world for somebody. And get on my email list, because you'll get several emails a week from me, but particularly my Friday email is the Friday goodie bag, and it always makes me smile, if nobody else. And yeah, if you're thinking, you know what, I have got an idea that's really important to me. I do want to use my voice to say the thing that I really want to say. Then I have got Micro Magic starting on the 28th of April, and I'm really excited about it. And the link is going to be below, but you can DM me and ask more about it. It is an 8-week book writing program to write a micro book, which I define as being 100 pages or less, fewer. And it's an amazing thing. I've had 40 or 50 people come through it so far. It's only small groups, and it is magical, like its name. So I would like to leave you with that thought this week. And your 2-minute takeaway for this week is that your voice is powerful, even if it feels small and insignificant. Use it to say something real. Use it to post that something real, because it's going to move somebody else and make a connection with them. So get a timer for 5 minutes and write your rage onto the page, and then edit it, clean it up, edit it, and post it somewhere where we can all see it. Tag me when you've done it, please, because I would love to see what you have written. Thank you so much. I will be back at the same time next week.